Krishna and Christ are the same entity. And this is hard for some Christians to wrap their minds around or accept because obviously, why would they accept it? They weren't taught this. And unfortunately, that's the truth. All you have to do is open a book, research a little bit, and you'll see that these ancient Hindu teachings came before Christ, and they were about the essence of consciousness, of the highest consciousness, the innermost. This is what Krishna was saying, and he literally said the same thing as what the later version of Krishna, the Jesus Christ character, said. And that is, I am the way, and before Brahma, I am. Before Abraham, I am. So it's the same principles, different language, different time period. And so Krishna is talking to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, and he's explaining all of these things. I highly recommend you read the Bhagavad Gita, because if you want simple truth, something that is very simple and resonates with you, although many people are going to have to be open to it to really understand it, but this is basically just explaining the true nature of reality, and that the self is an illusion, that you must become self-actualized, realizing that the self is an illusion. It doesn't mean it's not real. It means it's not something that you can, it's not tangible. It's not your body, It is a concept. And so what's the goal? The goal is liberation from birth and rebirth. Now, what does that mean? It means that we are here in this physical existence, this material realm in a flesh body, because we have been trapped in this cycle of attachment to this frequency of reality, this density. And in order to wake up, you become a human that understands, has the knowledge how to escape. This is the knowledge that I'm telling you now, to become self-realized and understand that the way to end suffering and become liberated, you cannot possibly attach or cling to something external because it's within you. That's the very teaching, that everything is an illusion. Therefore, if you cling to it, it's delusional. So liberation is to end the delusion. Salvation cannot possibly be in a man coming to save you or anything external. Knowledge is internal. Even though we use our senses to perceive things and learn from things and experience, the knowledge is inherent within you. Once you've had that experience, once you've gained that knowledge, it's in you. So the goal is to keep focused on the Krishna, the Brahma, the Christ, the essence of creation, which is the stillness and the silence that permeates everything, to focus on that in everything that you do, whether you're eating or you're working, walking, no matter what you're doing. Stay focused on that, even through the pain that you're experiencing, because we all go through pain and suffering. And even suffering is part of the Krishna or the Brahma or the Christ, creation, the essence. It is all part of it's all the same stuff. It's all aspects of consciousness. And so to stay focused on that is how you escape the delusion that keeps you in a state of suffering. Now, even Krishna said you have to be reborn again if you fail to realize, if you fail to become self-realized. You're going to get cycled back through again until you finally get it. So when you finally get it, you return to the essence. And we don't know what that's like, but a lot of people can't imagine that and don't even want to think about it, because like even Christians think about when they die, they're going to go back to their loved ones. They're going to meet their loved ones up in the sky, and they're all going to have a big party. And walk through the garden with Jesus and, I don't know, read the Bible. But that's not realistic because, that's a human concept. Those are human attachment concepts. We attach to people as though they are things. They're not. They're momentary, temporary forms of consciousness. And it is what you are. So you're all the same thing. They're not separate from you. We're trying to realize that separation is an illusion. So that's the hardest thing for a human to get past, is this letting go of the material world and these concepts of having material things and acting in a material setting. That's why there are so many different levels of realities that people attach to when they die and in this life. When you dream, you have certain realities that play out because of your subconscious mind attaching to certain things that have to go through the process of integrating it, whatever it may be, and releasing it. Things that you've accumulated during the day, issues that you have to deal with. And most of the time we deal with that through what we know, and what we know is the material world. But when you let go of those things, it doesn't mean that you don't want to be alive anymore. It means that through your life, as you're walking through the world and doing all the things that you're doing, you can still live in joy and peace and harmony and not be attached to those things that you think are bringing you joy and peace and harmony. They're not bringing you anything. They're not causing you to be happy. Material things don't make you happy. Being happy is a temporary thing. And it's also a choice. But you don't need an object to make you happy. It's just that people rely upon those things for their happiness. They're dependent upon those external things for their happiness or their salvation or their peace. And that is delusional. Because when you really integrate that those things aren't real, well, those things are not, they're fleeting, Like when someone passes away, you still think about them. They can still bring you joy just thinking about them, but they're not here anymore. They're gone. The body is gone. It's all the other stuff, the aspects of consciousness, the energy that bring you those heightened states of happiness and joy and all that. That's why, because those things are temporary and fleeting, that's why peace and contentment are the greatest wealth.